Definitely no amount of change in my physical appearance could have changed how I loved myself or could have made me love myself more. Pretty privilege is really not all that it's cracked up to be. Hey guys, what's up? It's Megan, and thank you for clicking on my video. Thank you for coming to my channel, and thank you for giving me a chance to talk to you and get to know you and have you get to know me. So today's video is, oops, there's something right here. Today's video is kind of a hard one for me to want to make because I feel like it's a controversial subject, and I also feel like a lot of people don't feel the same way about this subject, and I feel like it's also a presumptuous subject, and it's something that comes with a lot of baggage, and it makes people feel uncomfortable. But my channel is really all about making people feel uncomfortable, not intentionally, but it's about pushing other people's boundaries, pushing other people's mental states, and making other people think about things in a way that they might have not thought about before. And I feel like that's so good because nowadays people just repeat whatever they hear, and they just repeat whatever they think is the status quo. And that's how they go about their lives, is thinking that they believe in what they believe in, but they might not even believe in what they believe in. That you can easily fall into places where you just think something is how it is, and that's how it's always gonna be. Beauty standards, I feel like that is how people perceive them. People always think the beauty standard is gonna stay the same and that they're not beautiful if they don't fit the beauty standard. And that's really, really sad for me to hear and for me to witness and see. And I'm sure you've all seen it, it's not just me talking about it, but you've probably all seen it or maybe even experienced it, where the fact of the matter is beauty trends literally are trends and go in and out of style so often that you cannot judge your own beauty, self-worth, happiness, any of that. You can't put that on what other people consider pretty or beautiful or this and that. I just want to make the video today about why pretty privilege is really not all that it's cracked up to be. Okay, and I want to take away the stigma that people have of thinking like, oh, if I was pretty, I could do this or I could do that, or oh, I bet people would treat me differently if I was beautiful or if I looked different or if I, fit this standard or if I was attractive to him or them, or you know what I mean? And I want people to stop living their lives in such a limiting way of thinking, and it's living outside of abundance, and that's what's going to make people get depressed and feel like they can't do everything that they want to do in life, and that sucks. And I think that's a cause of a lot of frustration in the world, is people thinking that if they were something else or if they had something else, that they would be happy or they would feel fulfilled or their life would be better in some way. And I just want to give a quick anecdote of my story. So I was mewing and using subliminals for years, a couple years, and I did notice changes in my face. I noticed changes in my body even, and I noticed changes in my appearance. But one thing I didn't notice is changes in how people treated me, or changes in how I viewed myself in terms of my own self-worth, in terms of my own happiness, and in terms of truly feeling beautiful, or truly feeling like I was enough, or I am enough, or I shouldn't have to change myself. All of that never came from an outright change in my appearance. All of that came from really within and really just accepting myself, sharing and accepting who I was and being happy with who I was, which was a self process. And that took time, and that took me sitting back and living my life, working through my shadow self and working through my vulnerabilities and becoming more secure on myself. Definitely no amount of change in my physical appearance could have changed how I loved myself or could have made me love myself more. There's no possible way. This self-love and this, self-acceptance really came from me just being less harsh on myself, not comparing myself to other people, realizing that everyone is beautiful and seeing beauty in everything. And that opened me up past these really thin walls of beauty standards or what's trendy or this and that. And that made me see beauty in everything. And also going through and detoxing my subconscious mind, where I had belief systems and I had things like, oh, if I'm not this, I don't deserve this. Like, if I'm not the good enough, I don't deserve this, this, and this, when I actually should have been living in a state of abundance. And I should have been, I have all of this already. I have all of this self-love, you know, and a lot of that was my journey with God and coming closer to God and finding God and things like that. But most of it really had to do with my spiritual journey. It didn't have to do with anything that was external to me. So anything like if somebody came up to me and tried to do that for me, would have never worked. And so getting back to the point, because that was a little longer than I thought, pretty privilege, and what we try to say is, oh, she has pretty privilege, or oh, people wouldn't like her if she didn't look that way. I think that's total BS. We can all feel someone's energy, and if someone has the wrong energy, it doesn't matter how the heck they look. We will be turned off and disgusted usually if they have a negative energy or a negative vibe. And that's a good thing, because we don't want to be judging people just by beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. I have not seen anybody who has had the same exact taste in what I think is beautiful or what someone else thinks is beautiful. I've only seen people who have different ideas and different ways of seeing beauty and different ways of making something beautiful to them. And that's so cool. And I think we have moved so far past that as a society, especially with TikTok trends where we're comparing individual features or saying, I wish I had this and wish I had that. I hope to bring to people with subliminals the idea that your appearance is really not as solid or realistic as you think it is, and that you can truly change anything about your appearance, so that we should stop idolizing people who we just like only because they contain features that we desire. Because it's really illusionary. It really doesn't exist as much as people think it exists, and through that, we can stop putting this high price tag on beauty or physicality, and we can look deeper into people's characters, and we can improve the world, honestly, like, because if people spent less time worrying about stuff that really can be changed so easily and is really not a big deal, then we could kind of see that everybody is connected in a way, and we can have a much easier time, I think personally, on the planet, and we can stop having so much division, really, so much division. I want to tell you about a time where I got rejected from a modeling job for being too pretty. And I'm not trying to sound conceited or like, oh my gosh, she thinks she's pretty, like, you know, like Mean Girls. When I was doing like an advertisement for a company that was advertising online through Facebook, they asked me to do an advertisement, and I was at my house, like I had to do it at my own house. I didn't have to go anywhere, and I had to film it myself. And the director basically came back to me, and he was like, you know, it's great, I love it, but you're just too attractive for the role and for what we want to use this for. And by the way, I wasn't wearing anything provocative. I wasn't wearing a lot of makeup. I just looked like normal. Like I was just sitting like, you know, like this, and it was actually from Face Up, and I was talking like this. And I was kind of offended. I actually was like kind of upset. Even though I feel like I should have taken it as a compliment, like, wow, he's calling me pretty. And so I was kind of like, wow, like that's kind of sad. And I think it was the first time really that someone had said that in a professional setting, and had said that like in a setting that was not just like socially, but somebody who I didn't know had said that. And looking back, I'd want to say like, that's okay, because there's other paths and there's other things that I can do. I might have been not the right demographic for them, but that doesn't mean that I'm not the right demographic for other people. That doesn't mean that other people aren't gonna like me or accept me or want me in their ad campaign. That's okay, and that made me feel good. But the thing is, it's not all it's cracked up to be pretty, to be attractive, to be something that you think is the perfect face. It's really not all it's cracked up to be. While there are benefits, there are as many disadvantages to it, I think, as someone who isn't as conventionally attractive. And I think conventionally attractive is the dumbest word ever, because there are so many different beauty standards and it changes. Back in the 60s, you know, you had to have big eyes and you had to have very skinny, you know, features and like all this, and it's all just changed so much. Like we now like feline eyes, and now we like, you know, all this different stuff. So to put your self-worth on what other people tell you is just so stupid, and please stop doing that. If you will feel so much freer, so much happier once you realize that it really only matters about who you are as a person, your spirit, and that will actually translate through as beauty. As you just go about life. Have you ever seen somebody who you thought was so pretty, and then in a few years they had a really bad, you know, lifestyle, and they had really bad thoughts, and they were just a bad person, and then that kind of caught up to them, like how they looked, how they physically like appeared to you? Has that ever happened to you? I don't think that we can judge just based on beauty, and I think we need to stop as a society putting this high value on someone's looks and someone's attractiveness, or even judging someone by it. This takes somebody a lot of time. You have to look deeper. You really do. It might be hard to look deeper. I know it's definitely hard to do, but if you do that, it'll be so rewarding. You come in a state of higher consciousness, because it's really lower consciousness to judge people by physicality or by a beauty standard that isn't real. I know you can see people who are beautiful who might not have the beauty standard that you think is trendy, but they are still beautiful, and they still deserve acceptance, and they still deserve praise and love and everything that you would give to someone else. They deserve all of it too. So we need to have that compassion, okay? And we need to open ourselves up and be accepting of everybody, okay? Please take this message to heart. I really, really want to be sincere here. I don't want to be, you know, sound like someone who's just making a video on this because they think it's a good idea, you know, because it's trending or whatever. I want you to really take what I'm saying to heart. So pretty privilege is really not all that it's cracked up to be. It's not going to make your life perfect. It's not going to make your life amazing. And it's good to focus on other things. You can focus on it too, but it's also good to focus on other things and to look deeper, okay? Guys, please, I really hope you actually take this to heart, and I really hope the next time that you go on TikTok or you go on social media that you really are taking it to heart. You really are looking past what someone has to offer externally, or even just judging them based on what they look like externally. Like maybe you're just saying, oh, I think you're just stupid because you look like this, or I think you're just arrogant because you present yourself like this. Like, we need to look we need to look way deeper, okay, into the soul, into the spirit, into who somebody really is. And we can stop being so obsessed as a society about beauty and beauty standards and the physical and all of that, okay? Because it really doesn't matter as much as you might want to think, or might have been programmed to think, really. Alright, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope it gave you some insight and some good things to chew over and think about. I hope it made you just think about this more, and I really want to hear your insights down below. I really want to hear what your experiences are with pretty privilege, with thinking you wanted pretty privilege, or thinking you didn't have it, maybe realizing you did have it, whatever. I want to know what you think, or if you don't think it's real at all. Please leave your comments down below. Please, you know, be respectful in the comment section. Please don't say anything to me that you wouldn't say to yourself, or, you know, to somebody that you love and care about. Because I would have the same respect for you. Alright, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Alright, kisses.